I hope everybody's obviously enjoying the sunshine and obviously getting a nice tan. I know I am. But that's like, one of my actual like interests in that. Well, this is it. I try and obviously put all the actual negativity away, you know what I mean? I know that in my actual family tree, there's obviously been some things completely like done by mistake. You've got to bear in mind when you obviously like marry into an actual tree, right? When you obviously have like, children, right, the DNA gets passed to the children, not the wife obviously marrying into the actual family tree. And, to be honest with you, I just think, yeah, there's obviously like, some mistakes obviously been made when my mother's obviously been bringing up children. When you're obviously bringing up your own children, you're completely your own boss. And at the end of it all is that you're the one that's obviously going to avoid the delay on your children. A grandfather that would obviously use like, books to boost the actual academic skill. And a mild degree is always spelling the right way. So when you go through the spellings and the target words, to be honest, you have to make sure the child is spelling the correct way. You know what I mean? And you'll be obviously guiding them, rotating it, until it obviously sticks within their little memory. You know what I mean? And the trouble is you'll have your own routine when you obviously bring up children as well. So I try not obviously get too negative about things. I know things have obviously been mistaken, but you've got to bear in mind that when you obviously marry into a tree as an actual wife, you're not obviously carrying your husband's DNA. The children are carrying the actual husband's DNA. And the thing is, it's like if you're belonging to a royal cousin tree and you look at charts on the internet and you realize the fact that 50% is the actual start of DNA, it can carry on to 10 generations down the line, anywhere between 50% to 10% from an actual family tree. And, when people actually thought that the 50% had obviously ended with an Ashton, Rigby, Bleasdale, or even Harrison, it hasn't. And there's still obviously like ongoing DNA. You're still part of an actual royal cousin tree. Do you know what I mean? But to be honest, I can see mistakes are definitely obviously made, from marrying trees, but you've only like later begun to realise a lot about, DNA and that, and there's definitely obviously charts on the internet to look. And to be honest, when you marry into a tree, just remember that, when you obviously cause a delay, and yet if there's something special on the other side and it's in an actual like public appearance, you don't want the child to look daft in a public appearance when you stick it out there. So you need to obviously avoid an actual speech delay. And it's like a grandfather would obviously use books anyway. You know that your mild degree is obviously spelling the right way. So, when you test your children with spellings and target words, you're going to make sure that they're obviously spelling the correct way. And it's obviously sinking in within their memory, and it's all practice anyway. It's all building up to the next like generation. So at the end of it, I tend to not be obviously negative about things. And when you're obviously going into employment, all the employer wants to know is the fact you're obviously at the right level of employment. You've got some qualifications that within the workplace you obviously qualify for. You will get trained up. Nobody asks if anybody started off with a high IQ. It's not a main thing. They want to know if you've got the qualification. Then you'll obviously get trained up, and then they will test for your speed and performance, and everything else will obviously fit into place. And if you obviously fit that criteria, you will continue even after 6 months down the line. And this is it. Half the time you have to like watch. You're not discriminating anyone in an actual workplace, and you've got to do things properly. So all this, like, starting off with a high IQ in Wigan is a bit bizarre, really, because, if you go and work up and down the country in the UK and somebody takes you on, it doesn't work like that at all. And people like, get trained up. They might need like more training than others. Things will obviously click into place, and if you can do the job, you prove yourself. You know what I mean? If you obviously move up positions, you prove yourself. Keep going. Don't let anybody obviously knock you down with obviously confidence in that, and certainly don't go off the past of the fact that if you've obviously had a speech delay, don't let anybody knock you down.